What's up, guys? Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I prefer 35 over 50mm lens. Now, before I talk about my reasons why, I want to put 10 photos, slideshows of 10 photos, and I want you to decide what lens you think was shot with what. So if you think photo number 1 was 50, let me know. If you think photo number 6 is 35, let me know. Before we get into my reasons why I prefer 35, I'm talking about the lens, 35mm lens over 50mm lens. Let's go a little overview of these two cameras. These are both great cameras. I like them both. They both have light meters inbuilt, which is very, very nice. So the camera has nothing to do with the focal length. However, I prefer to carry this a lot than this, which that is also not the reason why I choose to shoot with this over this. Or I'm talking about the lens. That is not the reason why I'm choosing to shoot 35 over 50. This is very compact. I can carry it in my bag here and I have no problem with it. You don't even know there's a camera in there. I've carried this in there, but it kind of looks a little bit bulky. This lens has an aperture from 2.5 to f22. This has aperture from 1.4 to f16. So if I'm supposed to base on the apertures to choose what lens I want, I'll probably go with this because it has the most fastest. Now, I'm not somebody who goes in the pixel picking and say which lens is the sharpest. That is not the reason why I've chosen one over the other. I don't do that at all. I think sharpness is overrated, and so it's up to you what you like. I'm not going to go into the science of these two lenses and go into chromatic aberration and all of those things that are mostly not important. I've had this camera for a few months now, so as I have this, but I had this first before I got this. If you watch, I don't know if I've talked about it, but I had a Contax G1 and I didn't really enjoy shooting that Contax G1, so I ended up trading that for this. Now when I got this camera, the looks of it, the brightness of the viewfinder got me hooked. However, I didn't know it has an inbuilt light meter, and that even got me to say, okay, I think I'm gonna keep this camera forever. This I bought off Facebook Market for $30 and it has been great. I thought I broke it because the battery in it died, and I sent it to a repair and then it came back and it was just the battery that I needed to replace. So dumb. But yeah, the light meter in here is spot on as well. I've used these two cameras. I've shot them. I've not had any problem with any of them. However, the reason why I have decided to shoot 35 more than 50 is because anytime I shot with this, I don't think about the focal length. I don't think about the framing and all of the room that I will have, because there is enough room for me to either stay back and take the photo or go in close and take the photo. However, anytime I have used this, I always feel like I'm in a tight spot. It feels like I've been wrapped around in some box or like something that I don't have room to like move around. And initially I was just like, maybe it's mostly for portrait, and so when I'm shooting portrait, it's great for it, which it is. But however, recently my 35 work have mostly been taking photos of family, my little girl, or just random stuff and other projects that I'm working on. And talking about photographing family, mostly I'm photographing my little girl, and when she's running around and you're trying to get a photo, or even when she's standing and you're trying to get a photo, there isn't enough room in the frame for her to move around so you can get the photo. The reason why I'm saying that is just a few weeks ago we went to a festival, and I had this camera with me with HP5 400 pushed to 1600. And when I went to take the photo, other family members were behind me trying to get photos of her with their phone. And because I was using a 50, I had to, go all the way back. And if I do that, I'm not getting the kind of composition I want because I'll get people in it. And then if I go in too close, I'm also in the way of people. So it felt like at some point, it felt like, man, I wish I had my 35. I wish I had my 35. I wish I had my 35, which prior to using this camera, I never thought about it that way. I never thought I would be in the position where I'm like, okay, I think I like 35 more than 50, because when I had not shot 35 before, all I knew was 50, So based on that, based on the fact that anytime I'm shooting 50, I always feel like I need extra room. It makes me always miss this camera. And that is why even at 1.4 aperture, I'm dropping this camera and shooting with this. And you could say, but hey, why don't you just get a 35 or a 28 for this camera, so when you need it, you can just switch? Well, that comes to my personal decisions of having one lens for one camera. Again, it might be easy to get a 28 or 35 for this, which maybe someday in the future I might do. I don't know. For now, all my cameras, medium format, large format, 35s, all has one lenses, and I prefer it that way because it forces me to shoot it. It forces me to be creative with the decisions that I've made to shoot that specific camera. I thought I wanted to sell this 35 to buy a 50, but after that decision, after shooting this and knowing how much I love shooting 35, I decided not to and just keep this. Now again, if I get to the point where I decide to get one more lens for any of these cameras, based on the fact that maybe I will want to just own 135, which might not be possible because there is a 50 millimeter lens on my Canon that they've gifted to me. That camera I will never sell, so I'll always have that camera. However, maybe I might want to have just one camera on added to that to make it two, so then I'll be forced to buy one more lens to it. So yeah, based on that, aperture 1.4 lens is very, you can see this is beautiful. This is really nice. And this camera, I love shooting it. The shutter is just so satisfying. It has a lock function where you can just lock it and you don't accidentally take a shot. The lock function also turns the light meter off. And there's just pros and cons between these two cameras, which we can talk about it in a different video. But just for now, we're talking about the lenses. And also look at how small this lens is, compared to this one. This is it. This is just the lens, compared to having this one where, look at that. So when I put it in my bag, this becomes a little bit heavier and bulky. This is very tiny and small even on the body. So yeah, It's not about any technical functions or any scientific aberration or sharpness. It's just based on all the focal length and the framing and the room that I want. So let me know in the comments, what do you like to shoot? Do you prefer 50? Do you prefer 35? Or even 80? Or if you prefer more wider, 28, 20, 15. I'm not that type of a shooter. I don't like too much. I think I can use 28. I can use 28. I don't like it, but I can use 28. But 20, I've heard people even shoot 15. I don't know how you guys do that. So yeah, those are the reasons why I have decided to shoot 35 more and chosen 35 over 50. That's it. That's it all for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on my Instagram, edmundkboatin. Catch you guys in the next video. But until then, go hit the streets. Be safe out there. Create some beautiful photos and share with us. Share with us all. And you don't forget, always create to inspire.